Hello everyone, and thanks for watching this video. So today I'm going to see why this limit, which is x times sine 1 over x, equals 0. Why is it equal to 0? So first of all, as I said in one of my previous videos, the first thing that we should do for limit questions is to replace the x value. So right now here, x is adjacent to 0. It means that it is not equal to 0, but it is very close to 0. So it can be either of these two cases. A positive value very close to 0 or a negative value very close to 0, right? So we have limit of x times sine 1 over x. X is adjacent to 0. If you replace the x adjacent to 0, your x would be close to 0, and your sine 1 over x would be something like sine 1 over a value that is positive or negative, very close to 0, right? This one is the same. It's not exactly 0. It's better to write it this way. So we know what this is. This would be a value, like a very tiny value, close to 0, as I wrote here, but we do not know what this one would be. So let's write it down here. If there were no signs in here, the result for this would be positive or negative infinity, right? But right now that we have sine of this, so it would be sine of a positive or a negative infinity. What is it? We don't know. So what do we know? Let's graph sine x. This is y, this is x, this is sine x, right? So what we know is that sine x, whatever x is, the y or the fx or the sine x would not be over plus 1 or would not be less than negative 1. Is that right? So you know that whatever you put, if it is positive, like a positive infinity, or if it is a negative infinity, it would be between negative 1 or positive 1. So let's see what we have. We had limit of x times sine 1 over x, x adjacent to 0. So this guy in here would be in between negative 1 and positive 1. This guy in here is a value very close to 0, right? So a value very close to 0, which is sort of, we can call it basically 0 because it is very close to 0. When you multiply it with a value that is limited to negative 1 and positive 1, the answer would be 0. So what we can learn in here is that limit x times sine 1 over x, x adjacent to 0, is equal to 0. Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. Please leave a comment and um, like push the subscribe button, and I would appreciate if you would like to actually push the like button as well. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching this video.